Tonight, updates on court cases across the region, and local representatives plan to fight a bill wanting to ban legal guns, plus how it's now possible to diagnose Alzheimer's decades before it appears. Those stories and more tonight.
Live, Little Egypt's breaking news source. This is News 24 at 10.
And good evening, thanks for joining us. We have a lot of news to get to, but we begin in Mount Vernon, where the man accused of robbing banks across the country, including one in Mount Vernon, is now in custody. FBI officials say Jason Lee Robinson, 39, of Pikeville, Kentucky, was arrested this morning in Fruita, Colorado. Robinson is accused of robbing the Fifth Third Bank in Mount Vernon on January 14th. Investigators say Robinson is known as the Traveling Bandit for his involvement in multiple bank robberies across the country. We'll have more on his full story tomorrow morning. Illinois State Police announced they arrested a man today on murder charges in relation to a shooting in Pulaski County last week. Johnny Warren, 36, of Tams, faces charges on 5 counts of first-degree murder. On January 11th, the Pulaski County Sheriff's Department received a 911 call of a subject with a gunshot wound at a residence in Tams. When deputies arrived, the victim, Stacy Carter Gonzalez, had died from her injuries. Warren is currently being held at Pulaski County Jail on a $1 million bond. The investigation is ongoing. If you have any information, the Illinois State Police wants you to call them at 618-524-2171. The man who caused a deadly crash in July 2015 is headed to prison. Jeremy McGee has pleaded guilty to reckless homicide and aggravated reckless driving. That crash on Route 13 and Samuel Road killed 2 people, including an infant. A judge sentenced Jeremy to 5 years in prison. A murder case appears to be headed to trial in the next few months. Jarrell Pullen appeared in court today. He is charged in the shooting death of Javon Trott in May of 2017. Pullen's trial has been delayed due to a conflict, but the judge told Pullen he wants to schedule a trial in the spring. But Pullen's new lawyer was out of town, so they plan to set an actual trial date within the next few days. To the weather, where sub-zero wind chills will affect our area tomorrow morning as an Arctic blast moves into the area. Here's Terry with the latest. All right, thanks, Terry. A pair of Democratic lawmakers have sponsored a piece of legislation making it illegal to own several different firearms, and several Southern Illinois lawmakers plan to fight the bill. Terry Bryant says Senate Bill 107 is just the latest attempt to ban legal guns. Democratic senators filed the bill Wednesday, and it bars anyone from owning certain semi-automatic rifles, pistols, and shotguns. That includes AR-15s. It also allows gun owners to keep their weapons if they register them with the Illinois State Police within 300 days of the bill passing, but any future sales of those guns would be prohibited. Bryant said the bill won't do enough to stop gun violence. The bill's chief sponsor, State Senator Julie Morrison of Deerfield, did not return a message seeking comment. Lawmakers have introduced similar legislation before, but they never went anywhere with former Governor Bruce Rauner. Governor J.B. Pritzker has promised to pass tougher gun control measures. He said before signing a bill to create a state license for gun shops earlier this month. And with supermajorities in both the House and Senate, Bryant said Democrats may be able to get bills like these through now. Nothing has been set yet as far as a vote in Springfield. Lawmakers are due back at the Capitol on Tuesday. According to the Alzheimer's Association, every 65 seconds someone in the United States develops the Alzheimer's disease, but symptoms often take years to notice. A new study by Nature Medicine suggests a blood test could detect the disease 16 years before signs begin to appear. The test would measure neurofilament light chain proteins in the blood, which indicate brain loss. Becky Diaron, executive manager at the Alzheimer's Association branch in Carbondale, said that time could be vital for those diagnosed to make important decisions before memory loss sets in. The additional time also allows patients to tell family and friends how they want them to handle social situations as the disease progresses. Dorian gives one example. Early diagnosis can also be helpful for families and caregivers. Michelin Schutt, administrator at Voyage Senior Living in Marion, says caregivers usually get the brunt of bad days, so the sooner they can get into a support group, the better. Members learn from each other and often form friendships outside of the group. Diaron and Schutt both say an early diagnosis of 16 years also means getting to make the most out of the time that is left with their loved one. Voyage Senior Living in Marion has spaces available for its support group, which takes place on the third Thursday of each month from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Adult care is provided while members meet. If you're interested in more information, you can call 618-993-3503. The cold temperatures we've been experiencing over the past couple of weeks has many wondering if their car is winter ready. Local mechanics says that's a good thing for car owners to think about. They say the cold is especially rough on batteries. One warning sign of a poorly performing battery is a slow starting car. Experts also recommend checking your tire tread and coolant levels. Some shops are offering this simple yet important checkup for free to anyone who comes in. They also advise you to keep your fuel tank full and an emergency kit in your vehicle. That kit should include things such as a first aid kit, cell phone charger, snacks and water, blankets and a warm coat, gloves, jumper cables, a snow scraper or sand, and kitty litter. Much more local news, sports, and weather is on the way on News 24 at 10, but first here's a look at your national headlines. Fox News update.
In Fox News. Partial payment. I'm Lisa.